I'm here with Mr. Joe Skipper. First time racing Ironman Cairns. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good, mate, to be honest. Training's all gone well. Travel over here went really well. It's all gone smooth so far. So just crossing my fingers that on race day that I managed to have a hassle-free race and can just race to my potential, really.
You just posted a video saying make or break on YouTube. Do you feel that pressure coming into this one? And how's training been? Have you felt that extra incentive to do well here?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a lot more pressure in the race, and it is really make or break for the series. Like, looking at the numbers and everything, is totally impossible, really, for me to be competitive in the Ironman Pro Series if this race doesn't go to plan. It's obviously you need 3 good Ironmans to have a shot at really making the podium in the series, and if this one didn't, then there just wouldn't be enough time. Like, you'd have to do something like Lake Placid, then you'd have to do Frankfurt, then you'd have to do Kona, and it would just be too much chasing for something. So there is a lot of pressure, but in the past I've raced really well under pressure. Like back in 2015, I needed to get a result in Ironman Texas, or I was going to be finding a new job, and I managed to get second overall and nearly won the race, and I didn't have any racers behind me back then to back it up. So, you do feel the pressure, but pressure motivates, and I think I can't remember if it was Jan Frodeno or Alistair Brownlee that says, under extreme pressure, diamonds are formed.
I love it. So you've been working on your swim so much since Texas. You got a new swim coach, but you've also shown your bike's a little different for this race, and we know how well you can run. Which one are you most excited for on this beautiful course?
I'm looking forward to both, to be honest, the swim and the bike. Like my bike, I have got a new swim coach. Like I started after Oceanside, but I had a big breakthrough in my technique after my last race when we did some video analysis and I got some tips, and I was really able to implement the technical changes into my stroke, and that's when I've seen a bit of a breakthrough. So it'll be really interesting to see how my swim goes in Cairns. I've been swimming a lot better in the pool, and I'm confident that I should have a good swim, but doesn't always sometimes translate straight away into racing. But I'm confident with how my training's gone. The biking, I'm always looking for improvements on the bike, like see where you can save as many watts as possible, like on rolling resistance, aerodynamically, equipment choices, and obviously training hard and trying to gain some watts in physically as well. So we're always looking at that, and the run's gone well. In the half distances, I've been running really well off the bike, so hopefully that will translate to the full distance. In the past, I've never really run that well in a half distance, but run well in a full distance. So but when I have run better in a half, it's translated very well to the full distance. So if the same thing happens again now, then I should be due a very good. I should be due a good run in Cairns.
You were just sat next to a couple of young guns there, Ben Hamilton, Nick Thompson. Nick saying he might take a couple of risks out there. Will you try and match a couple of risks like that, or take some on your own, or are you just trying to have a good controlled race throughout?
I'll just play it by ear, to be honest. Like, my tactics are always quite dynamic. It all depends on who's up the road and what's happening with the gaps. Like, I try and weigh up into my head, like, do I think I can beat this person on the run? If the answer is yes, then I'm not too bothered about trying to put too much time into them. If I don't think I can beat them on the run, then, I'll take some risks and I'll try and get rid of them. But also, I'll just work out as I'm going along, what's the gap doing? How much power am I putting in? Is this sustainable? And I change my tactics as the race progresses and how I feel. But I feel like you always have to take some risks. It's a professional race, and it's going to be very hard at some points, and some points it's going to be, cruising, and you're going to be finding it easy. But you can't just hope that everything's going to go to plan and you can just sit back and not have to put that much effort in. Like, if it was that easy, then we'd all be world champions, really.
How hard are you going to go?
Oh, I'll go flat out, it's like you aim to cross the line and giving it you everything. I just hope that I have a bit of luck on my side, to be honest. I'm confident in my physical ability. It's just having the luck on my side that I don't have any illness, that mechanically I'm okay, and I just hope that everything that I can't control doesn't go, goes well for me. There's no mishaps or anything like that. That's all I'm asking for on race day, and if that all happens, then I'm pretty confident that I should be in the hunt for the win. Definitely amongst fighting out for the podium. So that's all I hope for, really.
Lauren Brandon made the long trip out to Cairns, smiling as always. It looks like you're ready to race. But you kicked off your season with Ironman Texas, and you don't usually start with a full, right? How are you feeling now? Got that one under your belt going into this one?
Yeah, this season didn't exactly start how I had planned. I got sick before 70.3 Oceanside, so I couldn't race. And then Ironman Texas ended up being a pretty rough day, barely finished. But, I have a lot of good training in my belt, and I'm excited to be here. I mean, no complaints about Cairns, Australia. And so, yeah, I'm just excited to get out there and hopefully put together the race I know I'm capable of.
Well, we're definitely going to see you leading the way in the swim, but you've got a couple other strong swimmers with you. Are you excited about that and having some gals with you on the swim, this beautiful swim course?
Yes, I'm glad people will be around me so I don't get eaten by a crocodile. Oh my God. No, joking, not joking. But yeah, there's Lottie Wilms and Rebecca Clark are both here, and they're fast swimmers, so I know most likely we'll be swimming together and then hopefully biking together, but we'll see. I'm prepared to kind of be on my own and do my own thing in what I need to do to have a good, solid day. I think I rode a little bit too hard in Texas, and that did not end well. So, yeah, we'll see how the race plays out, but I'm excited.
Is there anything you remember from the last time you raced here that you're thinking about, visualizing maybe about the race?
Yeah, 6 years that's a long time. I was trying to think about how this race played out and the course, but I just remember the wind coming home in that last stretch was so bad, and it was a bit miserable, and I was ready to get onto the run, but it looks like the wind shouldn't be maybe as bad as it has been in the past. So, still want to have a little left for that second half of the bike, and then hopefully for the run can put on a good one.
And then the conditions, we've been told it's pretty hot. It's Australia, but it doesn't seem too bad here. The conditions in your mind at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely warm. Like, I went out for a run the other evening. I was like, all right, the marathon's going to be toasty, but, I've done it. Ironman Texas lots of times, Kona. The heat doesn't really seem to bother me too much, but I know you have to, especially swimming in a wetsuit with the hot water, I know I need to kind of get on top of my hydration right away. So, yeah, definitely keeping in mind and trying to stay cool. Hopefully there's lots of ice and it won't seem too bad.
There's a lot on the line here as well with, Pro Series points. There's good prize money on offer here, and you're up against some tough competition. Do you feel any pressure going into this one, or are you feeling pretty confident?
I think the pressure I put on myself, or I just put pressure on myself to do well. It's been kind of a long time since I put together a race that I'm proud of, and so ultimately my goal is just to, put together a solid race, and whether that gets me first or fifth or whatever, I'm not really looking at that so much. So we'll see. I mean, I think there is great competition here. It's going to be a great field. I think it could be a really close race with, like 5 or 6 women. So hopefully we can just put on a good race for everybody and we can all have some good days out there.
Well, I, for one, am excited to watch it. Thank you so much for taking the time, Lauren. See you out there on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Nick Thompson, the youngest male athlete in the pro field. How does that feel? Do you feel like an underdog coming into this one? You've had some good results recently and really making a name for yourself.
Yeah, I definitely do feel like an underdog still. But gradually learning and, being the youngest, I've got the least to lose, I'd say. Got no family, got no kids, and just go out there and race and try and get the result for me.
A lot of us saw you on the Ironman Texas broadcast, just ripping it to the front of the race, taking a big risk there. Do you think you'll do that again?
I think racing close to or at the front of the race just gives you a little bit of an edge, knowing that I guess every extra watt you push, you are trying to extend the gap to the guys behind you. I'd love to be close to the front again, if not at the front from early on in the bike. So I'm going to try that, but maybe be a bit more conservative than in Texas where things kind of fell to pieces. So I've learned from that, and hopefully we'll execute a more patient and successful bike and run on Sunday.
Yeah. So it's an epic course here. The swim is stunning. Full of some creatures, though, that might make you swim a little bit faster. The bike course is going to be fast. I think we just mentioned it. But also this one course, we put Crown it. It's going to be electric. Which part are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, the swim does look beautiful. And hopefully, there'll be no creatures in there. We'll be fine. Bike, honestly, I love riding. Where I'm from, riding the cycling community is huge. Growing up around that, I'm really excited, and to be a toss-up between the bike and run. Being, I guess, Australian, I'm not a Cairns local, but an Aussie, racing in an Aussie big race. I think the support on the run from the crowd is going to be next level, almost something that I wouldn't have experienced before. So yeah, all of it. But if I had to pick one, I'd go the run. Yeah, I'd go the run for the extra bit of the crowd. I think that can get me through to the end.
Right. If you're running alongside Joe Skipper, Braden Curry, what would be running through your head? Will you be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take it to him, or you're just gonna try and hang on and wait for the last little bit?
If it depends how I'm feeling. If I'm lucky enough to be next to one of those guys, I will try not to get too excited. It's easier saying that than doing it, but I will hang. I will sit, and if it comes down to whoever's the toughest in the last hour or so, then so be it. Those guys are super experienced, successful for a long time. So if they're having a good race, what they're doing seems to be working. So I'll just kind of go off that, I think.
Right on. Well, can't wait to watch you out there. Hopefully you take some of those risks you mentioned in the Pro Series panel there. And yeah, good luck, Nick.
Thank you so much. Cheers.